Hey, welcome to the another episode of this the Africa the Next Big Thing podcast channel. My name is Chirag, and after having a great success of the very first episode with Sydney Sam, we have decided, okay, let we continue our journey. We got a really good response, from various countries of Africa. I got a good response from Kenya, Ethiopia, from Nigeria and Ghana, and even the North Americans from United States. There are people who just listen to the podcast and they really love the idea, the way that we are doing. And so everybody is supporting us in this journey. But one man I just want to thank you, because every person has a mentor. His name is Rishabh Agnihotri. He's the one who is with me for last 5 years. He's the one who first time took me to Africa. And so I just want to thank him for everything and all the support that he's doing to me. Because a mentor is the one who always make you. So as you know, I'm on a mission to help African entrepreneurs become influential leaders by promoting their brand, culture, business skills, and their success stories, to connect them with the foreign investors and to keep the African youth inspired. So the man today that we are having today, he also shares the same insights, that he has the same traits. He's an employee who worked for the long time. He was an employee, and now he's an entrepreneur, who is a managing director and CEO of the company Finance Gold, in which is based in Abuja, Nigeria. His name is Mr. Kofi uh, John Annan. He is a Ghanaian born. He was born in central region of Ghana, but he's a Ghanaian Nigerian both. And also, he is a seasoned corporate administrator, ICT and management consultant and trainer. He also has a research institute. He also holds an executive certification in responsible leadership and cyber ethics from the Globethics Academy, Switzerland. He is a chartered secretary, administrator. He is also a member of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria. He's also a Google certified digital marketer. He's sharing the same profession with me, so I'm going to ask him a lot of questions. And a certified entrepreneurial trainer by Ljubljana University of Lüneburg, Germany. So he's on board. He's coming here. He's here. So let me just introduce you guys to him. And here he comes, John Kofi Annan. It's a privilege for me to have you here today, John. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you, Chirag. I'm so glad to be on your show today. And the next big thing, Africa. Africa is actually truly the next big thing that the world is about to see.
Yes.
I look at it critically from the African perspective, and I always say that Africa is the next place to invest.
Yes, you are 100% right. And just before continuing, because I told you earlier, like I spent almost 5 years, in whole Africa market. I was in Ghana for a long time, but I also came to Nigeria, Abuja. I came there. I went to Garki market, Wuse market, Utako market. I've been there, you know.
Oh,
All, yes. I also went to Zuma Rock. This is very famous in Abuja. Zuma
yes,
Rock,
yes, Zuma Rock, yes.
yeah, Zuma Rock, Millennium Park also. I went there, and there is one place which I love the most. That was Abuja Arts and Craft Village. That village, I went there. I saw the old tradition. I even purchased some paintings. So that's one of the best part. Remember.
Wow, wow. That it means
Yes.
that you have a full glare information about Abuja. For you to visit Garki Market, Wuse Market, oh wow, that's really awesome. That's
Yeah,
really
because
awesome. Wow.
I've been there. Because I was
And
also doing my
and I
business. And
yeah, and I know I wouldn't talk about Ghana because now you are more
oh.
Ghanaian than maybe I am.
Oh, Ghana is, something which is very close to me. Even in my last episode, I told this thing, like Ghana is very close to my heart, especially Accra Newtown. That market is something, which has given me lot of things, lot of opportunities. And, that is something like, as I'm saying, very close to my heart when it comes to Ghana. I have a separate relationship with Ghana. So you tell Mr. Kofi, like, today all the viewers, they also want to know, like, because I just saw your profile as well. You work for so long years for somebody, and then from where did that feeling come? Like, okay, now it's time that I should become an entrepreneur. I should start my own business. But before moving to that, I just want to know your little backstory, like your education, your schooling. about that. How did you get started?
Okay, I actually school started from Ghana. Had my primary, secondary, and tertiary education all in Ghana. And after I work with some few organizations, I work with Ghana Education Service. I work with Dodowa Hospital. That's Shai
Okay.
Osudoku Hospital, Dodowa. I work with some NGOs. Traveled across Nigeria, length and breadth of Ghana. Um, I've been to Nigeria. I've taken some courses, professional courses, executive certifications while also in Nigeria here. So that is how the education has been. But one thing is that I wouldn't fail to always appreciate God for how far He has brought me, and also to always thank my mom, who has been a pillar for me in terms of education, in terms of entrepreneurship. I started learning entrepreneurship actually at a very younger age, where I used to sell tomatoes with her. and uh, and then with education, I grew up to know that she was once a teacher. So I started in the teaching career, and then from there I had other opportunities. So in about 10 years ago, I traveled to Nigeria, and then that's where I continue other things. And from there, we take it up.
Oh, that's really inspiring, because mother really plays an important role, sometimes, because when you are a child, even my mom, even till date, she asked me, so how's your business doing, who are your customers, okay, today whom are you going to interview on a podcast. So she wants to know everything, and mother is always a backbone, when it
Yeah.
comes to anything, so Mr. Kofi, what were the challenges in your journey, like, like, okay, you told me like you have worked for various organizations and all. So what was the tipping point where you decided, see, the time has come, I should do something of my own? So what was the tipping point, and what were the challenges? Because it's very difficult when you have a secure job, you are making a good money, and then you decide, okay, now I have to become an entrepreneur. So I just want to know that.
Okay, thank you for that question. But I think one thing that inspires me a lot in life is to see others grow. While in the university, we used to, because of the STEP project we did, and being an entrepreneur trainer and a coach, we used to train students across board, and usually we help them secure funds to start up their businesses. So while in the university as an assistant registrar, and also working on the a training center for social media studies as an incubation center in Gofrokwe University, then in 2018, I discovered many of the students or participants who came for training under the center were handicapped in terms of maybe possibly after they finish some skill acquisition, they need to start up and they don't have the capital to start up. So before then, I conceived the idea of having a banking firm, but you can't start a banking firm. You need to start it from somewhere. So after I left, I looked at it in a way that I will keep training. I keep training people across board. Um, I've trained most of the security agencies in Nigeria. Those in Enugu State have
That's great.
benefited, and then from there, other people, other young entrepreneurs who also came to train. So I looked at it and I was challenged by the fact that I'm training people in entrepreneurship, yet they don't have capital to start businesses. So what Finance Gold actually stands to gain is to bring all these young people together, professionals, professors, pastors, people from all walks of life, being part of a kind of a cooperative organization that contributes funds into the organization, and then we give it to our members to expand their businesses. But then, even with the savings they are going to do, they will also earn some interest on it, because we also give it to those who want to do businesses with it. And then even Finance Gold has also businesses that some of the members partake, as well as people that bring in funds, that investors that bring in funds also benefit from the project that we are doing, that they earn dividends or profit share at the end of the year. So that is what actually inspired me to go into entrepreneurship. to be able to raise funds and then be able to help as many people that we train, many businesses that we train, many young entrepreneurs we train, be able to at least access funding to grow their business. And then we give them the guidelines, because I've been a trainer, we also give them the guideline. But the challenge we've had so far in Nigeria is because many people have been victimized in terms of the financial industry, which they didn't have knowledge about in terms of Ponzi schemes. So because of that, when they hear of any institution that is working on something which is money related, they all have it at the back of their mind that, oh, are these people not the next Ponzi scheme? But no, usually because of that mindset, we have to take time to render financial education to people, let them understand what we do, and let them understand that, okay, we are operating as a business, but operating as a business, we also have the cooperative arm where people can join. So we have many markets that we are actually dealing with now, where members from the market save and then they receive their monies for business growth at the end of the year or at the end of 6 months. So this is actually what Finance Good stands for. It is to empower middle and low and middle income earners become financially prosperous through the culture of savings and through the profitable businesses and sustainable businesses we are doing. Like currently, we do production in Ghana fabrics, and with that kind of production, we need actually distributors we can empower. We give them the clothes, and then they sell it to the retailers, or they sell it to clients to make their own profit, not necessarily for the organization as Finance Group, but for themselves. We're seeing them grow. And other projects like the real estate projects that we also help people and the individuals who want to invest in real estate, as well as transport and other agro businesses that we have on board. Now, one of the major challenges I've faced in business had to do with the economic policies that we have had, especially in Nigeria, in Africa, and which is not actually helping matters. Chirag, could you believe that you cannot even do common transaction between Nigeria and Ghana with the
Wow.
local
Yes, yes.
currencies we have?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you cannot.
You,
That's why they always use US dollars, to do all the
yes.
transactions.
So I asked
Yes.
myself, why should we be just about a neighboring country? The countries between Ghana and Nigeria is just two countries, and then the distance is
Yes.
just about 10 hours drive from Lagos.
Yeah.
So you now
Yes.
ask yourself, if we cannot transact any across border and we are in the same ECOWAS community, what happens to entrepreneurs who have businesses to do with inter-countries, or who have
Right.
businesses that they have to extend to the borders? It becomes so difficult and it's so challenging. You want to order a product from Ghana and you are paying in dollars.
Yes. And the dollar
And
rate,
then
because
and then
that was my next question to you. Like, right
you get
now,
it. And,
yes, I
and then
just get you. Yeah.
look at the situation whereby now you cannot even do any purchase through the Nigerian banking system if you don't have a domiciliary account. So
Wow.
if you have Naira MasterCard in the local currency, Naira MasterCard, you cannot do a purchase with it. So you have
Yes.
to
So,
get a domiciliary, MasterCard, and then for you to get access to the dollar in the local market, you have to go through the black market, which we usually call black market, is called below the chain. And then for you to access dollar, currently you are accessing dollar at $710 per 710 naira per dollar. And
per
then
dollar.
the
Yes.
official price by CBN is around 450, or let's say highest 460. You get it? So look
So,
at the difference. Look at the
so
gap.
what,
So it means that
why it is coming? Like, what is the reason? Like, is it still because that was my next question to you. we have all seen, like, COVID-19 has done a lot of damage when it comes to economy, not only of, I would talk about Ghana or Nigeria, but even in many African countries, even to India, COVID-19 has done. So does that mean that now, see, for last 1 year, the COVID-19 is not that at that peak? So does it mean that the Nigerian economy is still recovering? Is it all due to COVID-19, or is it because of Russia Ukraine war, or how? Like, what are the factors why it's happening?
Um, a- Actually, I don't attribute what happens in Africa to what is happening globally. Africa
Okay.
has refused to learn. That is one thing. Our government system has refused to learn. Our government system only come up with policies that are not favorable to local businesses. So
Local
even if the
businesses.
economy is good, we still have the government systems not supporting entrepreneurship. We still
Okay.
have policies that are giving us bottlenecks. Now you can imagine the free African trade, continental trade policy. Just imagine how many African countries have just subscribed to it. Nigeria is yet to subscribe to it because of one or two bottlenecks that need to be addressed. Only Ghana has its headquarters. We have some few other countries which have joined. But the question is that if we cannot trade among ourselves in Africa, how do you now face the challenges that come from outside? Are we saying that Africa cannot produce on their own? Are we saying
No.
that Africa cannot produce food on their own? We have issues of hunger, but the question I always put up to is that don't we have enough lands to produce food for ourselves? So these
No,
are some of the things,
that's the
and then
biggest market. Yeah, Africa is the
yes,
biggest
we have
market, and Nigeria and Ghana are the ones, when it comes to the agriculture. Of course, you
yes,
cannot take this thing out of from that market.
yes. So if we are able to have good government policies that supports entrepreneurship, that supports young businesses, um, Africa is going to boom. Africa is going to boom, and we are going to have a whole lot of businesses springing out, a whole lot of companies springing out of Africa. We are going to have younger generation of entrepreneurs who are going to come. And I must always say something. I cannot fail to appreciate what Sir Tony Elumelu is doing. He has been a role model to me. I cannot fail to appreciate what he's doing. Look at what he's doing for African entrepreneurs. Look at the what Tony Elumelu Foundation is doing for African entrepreneurs. Every year, he empowers more than 10,000 young entrepreneurs with a seed capital of $5,000 across
Wow,
Africa.
that's great.
Now,
That's
if
amazing.
one single person is doing that, and look at the impact it's having on young entrepreneurs in Africa across Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Burundi, Botswana, South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Gambia, Ivory Coast, Namibia, Equatorial Guinea, Kenya, Ethiopia, and look at all the African countries, the young people from African countries, Tanzania, all benefiting from his programs. Now, if we have government initiatives that are empowering young entrepreneurs, like what Tony Elumelu is doing, just imagine the global impact, or the general impact that is going to have on the African continent. I think
That's
what
something which
what
we all have to put an attention, or everybody has to give a glance to that. So is this the reason, like the points that you have mentioned, that why, like, there are many news channels in Nigeria, I don't want to take their name right now, but they are showing that the Nigerian economy is collapsing every day. Is it true?
Actually, when you look at what is happening, we always view things from the outside perspective. But when you come, the major challenge that has been to the Nigerian economy is not even that Nigeria don't have resources. It's not that
Of course
Nigeria don't
they
have
have.
money. It's not that
Hmm.
Nigeria don't have money. But because of the insecurity challenges, many investors feel like they cannot come to Nigeria. But then when you also talk about insecurity, you are just talking from a perspective of not the entire Nigeria. You get
Okay.
it? When you live
Yes.
in Nigeria, you understand that okay, you can move, but then the only challenge is that the fears that of what we are seeing, the kind of problems we are seeing in terms of security is what has put so much fear in investors coming into Nigeria. But Nigeria is, I can tell you that Nigeria economy is not dying.
It's not
Nigerian
declining.
economy is not
That's a
dying.
great point.
Though generally, I speak from the perspective of faith. I don't see Nigeria dying. Nigeria is doing fine. Nigeria has the capacity. Nigeria has the resources. The only thing is Nigeria need to embrace the issue of work together to embrace the issue of calming down insecurity. If terrorism or insecurity is being taken care of, banditry is being taken care of, we are going to have so much to do. Nigeria is going to attract the best of investors from outside the country, because seriously speaking, Nigeria is one of the best places to stay in Africa. I'm telling you
Yes,
this.
I agree. But
Nigerians,
Ghana is number one.
Nigeria, Nigerians, Nigerians are very what do you call, hospitable. I
Yes,
have lived in Nigeria for 10 years and I have not had any cause to say that anybody has offended me or done me wrong. I travel
right.
across Nigeria. I've traveled more than 20 to more than 20 states across Nigeria, and every state I visit, I see people welcome me. I see people give me, this is how I feel about everybody out there who wants to invest in Nigeria. That Nigeria is the best place on the African continent that you can come. We have Ghana there, but then you can't compare Nigeria and Ghana. Ghana
Oh,
is small
never.
in size. Nigeria is our
Yes,
big brother. You get it?
yes,
So
yes,
if I'm
yes.
talking from the perspective of Nigeria, I'm talking from the perspective of Ghana, I'm talking from perspective of resources,
Resources,
of
yes. The
resources.
natural
And
resources that these countries have.
yes, and another challenge that also we have faced in business had to do with power supply.
The power supply. Okay.
Power supply. The population of Nigeria is so much, and depending on the level of power supply, there's always a problem. So we are looking at if the government can look at alternative sources of power supply for the country, for businesses, and all that. So it's another area we can look at things going well. If there's maximum power supply, businesses can strive.
Right. No, you're 100% right. And I just want to also share one stats with you, because I was just reading it. According to African Development Bank, I just saw their, because I'm following them for a long time. They said that the food production across the whole Africa continent is going to decline by 20% in upcoming few months. And they said that it's because, and the major factor is because of the Russia Ukraine war. So my question here is how Africa is preventing, from happening that thing, because if the food get let's say there is no food, because they said that the food production is getting, declining, it's gonna decline. So what prevention does Africa is taking?
I think investing in innovative agriculture is one thing that Africa should take advantage of. When I talk of innovative agriculture, I'm looking at where technology-driven policies and funds being provided for such agricultural projects be made available, especially by the African Development Bank and then other banks in Africa, for farmers or for companies who are interested in going into farming to go into agro businesses to actually invest in farming. But do you guess what happens now? If you even say you want to go into farming, how many banks in Africa are willing to give you money without asking for collateral? You get it? How many
Yes.
banks are there to give you money without looking for collateral? It is very difficult for you to even access funding from the banks. If
So
you
what
have
is the
good
specific
projects,
reason?
so
Is it only in agriculture or in any other business or any other vertical as well? Or you are just
it,
specifically talking about the agriculture right now?
now in every other angle of investment, you hardly find it difficult to access uh, facilities from banks. You have
And
it.
what is the
It's
reason?
very
Is
difficult.
it COVID, because of COVID, or why? What
No,
is the
no.
reason?
Um, the loan recovery rate in Africa is something else, and then especially in Nigeria.
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
what the banks need to do is not just about giving loans to companies, but also going into what is called joint ventureship.
Okay.
Now, when you go into joint venture with companies, what it means is that you are providing funds for the companies. The companies are taking the project, implementing the project, and then when the proceeds come, the bank and the company sit down and agree on profit sharing.
Yes.
This is what it means to invest in entrepreneurs, and that is one thing that I've always looked at. If I have enough funding, I'm going to invest more in young entrepreneurs doing more of agriculture, doing more of other businesses, those who have handworks and all that. And that is what Finance Gold I look forward to doing.
Yes, that was my now
Yeah.
next question to you. Like, you are the CEO and, managing director of the company Finance Gold. So what does exactly Finance Gold do? I just want you to tell to all the viewers who are watching this, like what your company does. I think it's in Abuja, Nigeria, like you mentioned. And what are the plans, Finance Gold, like long-term plans? Because I just read like plenty things about you, like the Finance Gold is into textiles and fabrics that you mentioned, that you are doing from Ghana. You also are into the real estate development and construction, into transportation as well. You are also doing gold and jewelry for now, and agro based and food processing also you are going to enter. And you also told about the institute that you have, the training and management consultancy. So just brief us, like, okay, what it is actually, and what are their long term vision of Finance Gold?
Okay, the long-term vision of Finance Gold is to become an number one investment bank in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
with number one
in
investment
Africa.
will be, yes, in Africa. We've been the number one investment bank in Africa. What I intend to do is to invest in young entrepreneurs who have
Okay.
vision in undertaking business projects. We give them the funds, we help them grow, we monitor them, and then they still work with the bank, with Finance Gold, in growing. So what I intend to do is that I want to get into the level whereby we are not just going to look at Finance Gold growing, but we are looking at growing entrepreneurs, young
Okay.
entrepreneurs. So you come
Okay.
out from school, you come out from college, you are a professional and you want to dive into entrepreneurship. You come, we study your business plan, we provide the funds for it, and then we providing the funds or the capital base for it. We also coach you, we train you, we monitor you, mentor you to make sure that you do the right things in business. And that is what
So you have a
Finance
proper
Gold.
team for that. You have a proper team. Finance Gold has a proper team for doing all the things.
Yes, currently we have a business development manager who is working on one or two projects in that. But what we currently do is that because of our operating scope, we are only dealing with individuals who come to join Finance Gold Cooperative. Then when they join, based on the savings and the contributions they make, we also help them by giving them a kind of soft loan to expand their businesses. So we have started it that way. But the long-term vision is to become an investment bank. And then becoming an investment bank, we are going to look at investing in young African entrepreneurs. So young African
That's amazing.
entrepreneurs don't need to look for capital and don't need to struggle in the first 5 years, 10 years of their businesses. We are going to provide the funds for them as an investment bank. And this is the vision, the long-term vision I have for Finance Gold. And this is the reason why we started from somewhere.
That's something, amazing. And
Yes.
like most of the time, people say one thing, not people, the media, newspapers, they always say one thing, and it's also true. Like, they say that there are only top 10 businessmen of the country who runs the show, who actually runs the country show. But I feel like, there are entrepreneurs who are the real backbone of any country, because the new ideas, the new things that they have, maybe the businesses, yes, who are existing, yes, they are contributing good to the economy, and they are paying a lot of taxes to the government. That's great, no doubt. But I think entrepreneurs are the next big thing, because, and they are somebody, who are very much, I would say, undervalued, you know and so my next question to you is, how an entrepreneur contributes to country's economy when it comes, and how big is African market when it comes to startups?
Okay, the African market is so big that we have not even harnessed the potentials and the opportunities in the market. Now, this is one big thing that I want every African government to understand. Entrepreneurs are the major contributory factor to every GDP of
Yes,
an economy. Now,
no doubt.
look at China, for instance. How did China become a world power in industrialization? It started with small businesses. It started with
Yes,
the government investing in small businesses. Now, most of the
the
products
government is
that
very
are,
supportive.
yes,
Their government is very supportive. Yes,
most of the products that are exported outside of China, what happens? They are from the young businesses that started production, and the government supported them, and that's why their products are everywhere across the globe. And that's why
right.
China's economy is always on fire.
Yeah.
Look at when COVID-19 came, and then everybody is crying of
Mm.
COVID-19. They diversify into production of face masks, medicals, and all that.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
no
get
doubt.
it? So what am I trying to say? Entrepreneurs are the backbone of every economy. You can't do without
Yes,
that. Because
yes,
when you take the factors of production, who combines the factors of production? They are entrepreneurs, not government. Government only
right.
contributes by implementing good policies that help the business to strive. And that's why if a government is not implementing good policies for businesses to strive, you see the countries going down. I can categorically tell you that there's no way a politician can make a nation become economically buoyant if there are no good policies for entrepreneurs, for businesses to strive. Because you can look at the contributing factors of the economy, which has to do with production, which has to do with
Okay.
raw
Mm.
materials, which has to do with production. Where do they come from? They come from the young entrepreneurs. They come from the farmers. They come from companies who are doing production. They come from individuals who have invested in one way or the other. So this
Right.
is one thing that every African government should think about. If you
You
have a
you are
government
right.
that thinks, if you have a government that thinks about taking monies from Africa and investing it in Dubai, UAE, or investing it in
Mm.
other parts of the world without thinking of investment in Africa, then that government is not doing good to the country.
Of course.
You get it?
Of course,
So what is very important now is that entrepreneurs are the backbone of every economy, and they are the people that combine the factors of production into products that are being consumed by the people, and also for exportation outside the country. And the more you export, the more you earn a foreign exchange. You get it?
right.
And then that's what
Yes.
boosts the gross domestic product of an economy. So we cannot talk about Africa's growth without entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs especially small businesses, are contributing so much well to Africa's growth, and governments need to invest in that. Government also need to invest in or implement policies that are sustainable for businesses, that
Mm.
are helpful for businesses, not policies that will kill businesses, not policies that will
Right.
drive away investors.
Yes, you're right.
Like
So,
last two
hmm,
months, I was happy about an implementation of a policy by the Nigerian House of Assembly and the Senate on implementing a bill that is going to help small businesses, and also looking at a bank that is going to help small businesses. And that has been my heart desire, and that has been the vision of Finance Go. So I was very glad hearing the news, and I was able to commend one of the politicians who actually filed such a motion, and we had some good communication, and I was happy about it, and I recommended him for that. You get it? So this is what we need government to do.
oh, that's amazing, And yes, the government is for the citizens, Like that's why we have voted for them so that, they can support us where we all need the support. So, Mr. Kofi, like you mentioned earlier about the finance code, like they are going into real estate development and many things. So, what exactly you are doing into real estate development? Could you just elaborate? Like it's like, or you buy and just sell houses, or you are doing construction yourself. And how come foreign investors can invest? And are you open like okay, so that the foreign investors should come and they should buy the properties in Nigeria? So I just want to know that.
Okay. Actually, as a company, we started real estate option because we are looking at providing affordable housing, especially to members who actually join the cooperative. But aside that, more importantly, we want to bridge the gap of housing deficit. Africa
Okay.
has a huge housing deficit, and a lot of people are homeless. So we believe that shelter is one area that we need to invest in. That's housing is one area that we need to invest in, and real estate is a booming business, especially in Nigeria and Africa.
Okay.
So going into it, we started first. We started with the commercialization, but not without partnership. So we partner with other real estate companies in terms of selling
Okay.
of properties, and also selling of lands and all that, buying of houses and all that. So we started with that. But majorly, yesterday I was with a partner and we're discussing about an investment in Enugu. Enugu
Okay.
State is in the eastern part of Nigeria,
Yes. Of
southeastern
Nigeria.
part of
Yes. Yes.
Nigeria.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a great
we are
place, a
looking at,
safest place, and very nice place.
yes,
I
yes,
heard a
it's a
lot about
very,
it. Yes.
yes, it's one of the safest places in Nigeria, and has the calmest atmosphere, peaceful, and then it has good receptability, good weather. So I was discussing with the partner on a 400 housing estate project, which is going to be a
Wow.
kind of 400 flats in Enugu
Wow.
here. So yesterday we had a discussion on the project. I'm currently in Enugu State. We had a discussion on the project, and we have gone to see the site and all that. Now, what I'm looking at is that with investment in real estate from the foreign companies, foreign investors, there's huge profit in the real estate business. And then we
Okay.
are currently, the projects we are doing, we are even looking at having not less than $700 million in some of the projects that we want to invest in. Some of them we
Wow.
have the lands already. Some of them we just need the foreign partners who will come, and then we will be able to negotiate on win-win affair. Business is win-win.
Yes. Of
Business is
course.
not one maybe taking the whole of the process. So, and then Enugu is one big place that almost everybody is moving into the place, because many of the places in the country are already choked up. Lagos is already choked up. Port Harcourt is already
Yes.
choked up, and other places are already choked up. So Enugu is the next developing city that everybody is clamoring to live in because of how peaceful it is. So and other parts of Nigeria, we are also working on partners that will also come in, so that we look at investment in the real estate, and also even in Ghana. Also, even
Oh,
in
that's
Ghana,
nice.
we are looking at working with partners. One thing I believe in is business is partnership. You cannot grow
Business is
business
partnership.
without strategic partnership. So this is
No
one
doubt
thing
about it.
that I've always had in mind. I am not looking at, I can't do it alone.
Yes, of
I
course.
can't do it alone. I don't even have the capacity to do it alone. So I will need partners. I will need investors who are ready to invest in any business that Finance Gold is doing in Africa, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and then every other project that we intend doing, even in future in other African countries. I'm looking out for partners that will have at
Yes,
least good understanding, good agreement, and be able to work on a successful project to the benefit of humanity. This is one thing I
right.
always look at. Every
Oh,
project we
that's
are
great.
going to
Yes.
invest in is to the benefit of humanity.
That's really awesome, you know. One thing I just want to ask you about this, because you have mentioned you are also into, you know, you are investing, going to invest in transportation business. You are also already into textiles. But one thing that I just read when I was reading your all the profile, you're also into digital marketing, social media management, entrepreneurship, and online thing. And this is something, you know, which is my vertical. This is something like, you know, this is my profession. You know, I'm usually a high ticket sales closer and appointment setter, and I've been into this digital marketing industry now for almost 3 years, you know. And I have done you know, a lot of sales for a lot of my American clients. My I have clients from Canada as well. So what are your plans to digital marketing when it comes to Africa? And over here I can come on board as well, you know. I can even come and join you, you know, because I love to do that. So I just want to know more, like, and the opportunities of this industry when it comes to Africa.
Oh, that's a very the technology industry is one huge industry that we have not even harnessed the
Yes.
opportunities in it. I started the journey of technology. Though back then in school, I was interested in a lot about ICT, but also in digital marketing, I started taking some courses from Google Digital Skills for Africa and other courses along the years. So I've been in it for like, let's say, since 2017, 2018, I've been in it like that. And then I've developed so much love for technology. So everything I'm doing, I drive it with technology. And data marketing has been one of the core areas that many businesses are lagging behind.
Yes.
Many businesses still use traditional methods of marketing, though it is good. But digital marketing is one area businesses need to invest in. And it
Yes.
doesn't cost so much to, like, for
No.
instance, what we are doing now is kind of a digital marketing,
Yes,
right?
of course.
Putting
Of
up,
course.
yes, and the whole world is going to hear about you. Now, the question is
Yes.
that if you are doing traditional marketing, how many people will hear about you from India?
Of course, you know, not many.
Yeah,
And even, do you know, for that, I have to come to Nigeria to take your interview, or, you know, to have you in my podcast. Like, it's physical, but it's totally become digital now, especially post COVID. Post COVID, you know, a lot of people, they have to switch to digital. And even the branding now, you know, the branding, the marketing is going digital, completely digitalization is coming. Because, see, when
yes,
you do promotions through billboards, you know, billboards and all these things, you know, they cost you a lot, but you can
yes,
easily create an ad on social media. You can show to a lot of customer. I can even show how to whole Africa, like what I'm planning, what I'm doing. So that
that's
is
it.
something,
So,
you know. Yes. So I would
so
love
that's
to
it.
do a
So,
project with you onto this. I would love to bring my all the coaching skills and the digital marketing skills to your clients, to your customers who are already there. So I'm just telling this in live, you know, and I'm offering it.
that's we are ready to work together. We are ready to work together. I actually started a training institute,
Oh,
Center for
that's great.
Social Media Studies, as
That's
a
great.
as an incubation center in Godfrey Okoye University, Enugu, in 2018. But
Okay.
in 2020, I left the university. That was when I resigned, and then I started on my own. So the center was fully registered as an incorporated company,
Okay.
to train
Okay.
um, techpreneurs and digital scholars. So that is
So we
what we've
can
been doing.
we can do it because I have done in one university. I know one university that I have done. Like, I just went there and I registered around 150 students. Over that time I worked with them for 1 month, and I
Wow.
just trained them. And out of those 150 students, today 16 to 18 students, they started their own business and they are almost making $5,000 every month. The one who
That's
learned
great.
from me. Yeah,
That's great.
so
So
because
that's another new area that I've been preaching young people to invest in.
yes, yes.
Many young people think going to university. I'm not saying it's not good
No,
to have a
it's it
degree
it is great.
education,
It is great. Even I also
but
tell my community one thing, like, formal education, the college education is going to make you living. But if you want to achieve the fortune and want to achieve something great, then you have to do the self education. And for
that
self
is it.
education, you will even have to invest only 10% what you have invested in the formal education, and you will
That is
get returns more. you know
that is
that's some,
that.
yes, because it's my line,
So
so I know.
yeah, sure. So
Yeah.
I urge every African young man or woman to dive into studying technological courses like robotics, digital marketing, machine learning, um, Python, that's programming, and other courses, artificial intelligence. These are winning courses that is going to boom in the next few years. Even now, it has started. So I
It has
urge
started.
every African young person, whether you are an entrepreneur running business or you are a professor, you are a student, make sure you dive into technology.
Oh, that's great. So, Kofi, you have told me about the long term vision and plans for finance school right now. The one personal question I want to ask you, where do you see John Kofi Annan after 5 years? Where do you see yourself after 5 years?
By the grace of God, I'll be where I'll be by His grace, not my own effort. And I know that I'm going to be one of the leading entrepreneurs, inspiring young entrepreneurs in Africa. It's
Oh,
not about even creating the name, but it's about the impact.
the impact. Yes.
Yes,
Entrepreneurship
I
is all
want.
about creating impact.
Yes, I want to find myself enter every African country, and I have entrepreneurs who are welcoming me.
Right. Right. Oh, that's a great vision. So, Kofi, my last question to you right now is, and we'll just wind up with this because I asked this question to, every entrepreneur who comes to our channel and on our board. You said that yes, you are open to collaborate with the foreign investors. So, what do you want to appeal to the investors who are in United States, Canada, Europe? Because I have, these people, from these countries in my community who are going to watch this episode, and even to Indians, India. What are you gonna appeal all the foreign investors about the African market?
The African market is one biggest thing that will happen to every investor because if you invest in Africa, you've invested in a fortune.
Right.
If you invest in Africa, you've invested in a fortune because globally, if you look at it, everybody is seeking to be in Africa.
Yes. So it was the one of the greatest episode that we have done with John Coffey right now. The last message that I just want to tell each and every one of you is start investing in yourself, especially to all the youngsters who are listening to this podcast. This is the right time. There was a time when we were into industrial revolution and we moved to information revolution. But trust me, it's no more valid now because the information revolution has become a digital revolution. You must be aware what is happening around you. You must be aware about the trend. You must be aware what problems the existing customers are facing. Don't find a new problem, find a new solution for the existing problem. So by this I just want to thank each and every one of you who just listened to this podcast. I'll see you next week with another guest and with a lot of value. So cheers.